The staking universe is exploding with the introduction of restaking, liquid restaking, and liquid staking token finance. Let's take a look at this word soup and help you navigate the restaking universe. So here's a helpful categorization chart built by Eli5 DeFi. And let's give you a definition of each of these categories. Up top, liquid staking. You'll hear about liquid staking tokens as well. So starting around late 2020, beginning 2021, liquid staking allowed you to stake your 32 ETH to secure the Ethereum chain, but still use your ETH for things in DeFi. This basically lets you have your cake and eat it too. Now we have restaking. Restaking is the new primitive introduced by Eigenlayer with the big idea of, hey, if you're taking your staked ETH to do things in DeFi, why not take your staked ETH and restake it to secure other protocols? So you can have your cake, eat it, and still have it again. Now we come to liquid restaking. Liquid restaking allows you to take your restaked positions, gives you yet another token that shows you your claim on it, and this lets you start the process again and participate in DeFi. Liquid restaking token finance. We won't spend too much time on that in this video, but now that there's another shiny new asset, there are many more games that can be played with those assets. So some of these players already exist and have existed. For example, Pendle Finance tokenizes yield and allows you to trade the yield of your token. In case you don't know what restaking is, we covered this in detail in a previous video. I'll link it above. As a quick recap, it allows you to lock something up as collateral, yet still use that collateral for other purposes. In this case, that purpose is to secure other protocols using the trust on the Ethereum blockchain. And you, the restaker, get paid additional yield for doing this. It basically allows you to earn more rewards than simply staking on ETH. So what you're earning is the ETH staking yield, which is currently around 3.5%. And then you're earning a restaking yield, which is currently points. This varies widely by protocol. We'll talk about these different protocols in the restaking universe now. So if we hop over to DeFi Llama, we can see that this is the staking universe. It's been growing steadily. You can see some of the top liquid staking providers, Lido probably being the most famous. Let's hop over to liquid restaking. And you can see this is growing fast. There's an explosion of liquid restaking services competing for your money. So sure, you can go directly to Eigenlayer, restake your liquid staking token there. But then you wouldn't be able to get a liquid restaking token that you can then use in DeFi. Remember, the first rule of finance is capital efficiency. It means using the same capital as many times as possible to earn more rewards. And today we're going to cover 3 of these new restaking protocols that are competing for your hard-earned staked ETH. First up is Swell. We're here on the Swell website. You can see that they're liquid restaking for DeFi. You can see that you'll earn 60 points for each SWETH that you mint and restake with them. In addition to this, you're always earning Eigenlayer points. Earning pearls is based on an opaque calculation. At least I have not been able to find a clear formula. They have also published that they will be doing an airdrop sometime in the future. So looking at their app, you can see SWETH, this is your run-of-the-mill liquid staking, and RSWETH, which is the restaking that we're talking about. Let's go to their app. Here we're on the stake. Again, we talked about this is your run-of-the-mill liquid staking. Here's where we're interested, your restaking, which allows you to deposit ETH and put in RSWETH. Now, this is interesting because Swell has its own liquid staking token, it only supports ETH. And that's different from some of the other providers we'll cover today. So what can you do with your RSW ETH? Well, let's see how we can earn more. So what's interesting here is you'll see that there's a lot of protocols to earn additional yield with your SW ETH, but I don't actually see any for RSW ETH. And it looks like a lot of this for SW ETH is for providing liquidity on various AMMs, automated market makers. To note, I can't find a way to withdraw from this app. So based on various blog posts, they're supposed to enable the swap of SW ETH back to ETH soon, but they've given no exact date. So here, let's talk about the exact flow of funds as a recap. With Swell, you're going to be taking your ETH, you stake it, you receive SW ETH. You can then take that SW ETH, restake it, and receive RSW ETH. Next up, let's talk about Kelp. So here we're on the Kelp website. Kelp is a restaking protocol only. So Kelp does not have its own liquid staking token, which means it's supporting the liquid staking tokens of everyone else or whoever they're partnered with. You can see here they support Lido Stater with a couple more to come, Coinbase Rocket Pool coming soon. What you'll earn, you'll be earning Kelp miles along with Eigenlayer points. Again, with all of these liquid restaking protocols, you're always earning Eigenlayer points. Kelp calls it miles, Swell calls it pearls. You get the idea. It's some sort of point system. Let's take a look at their app. So like I said, it supports, actually their website's not up to date. They also support SFRX ETH, which is Frax. So you would be depositing your liquid staked ETH, and in return, you'd be getting RS ETH. So what can you do with your RS ETH? So taking a look, it looks like you can provide liquidity again on a bunch of different AMMs and get some serious APY. So to summarize how Kelp is doing this, you are staking your ETH in any of the supported providers that they mentioned, and you're receiving a liquid staking token. With that liquid staking token, you can then use Kelp to restake that liquid staking token, and you're receiving RS ETH. And with RS ETH, you can then take that to provide liquidity on the AMMs that we've shown earlier. Another thing to note on this, similar to Swell, is there is no way to unstake or withdraw. You see that this is coming soon on their app, so there is no way to get your funds out at the moment. All right, last but not least, let's take a look at Renzo. Renzo, again, is a restaking only protocol. Like Kelp, Renzo doesn't have its own liquid staking token, so they support a couple different liquid staking tokens. Let's take a look. So they support WB ETH, ST ETH, and ETH, and in return, you're getting Easy ETH, which is such a great name. What you're earning, again, you're always earning Eigenlayer points, but you're also earning Renzo Easy points. And we can take a look at their docs, if I can find them. You can go through the exact calcs yourself. But this is similar across all the different protocols. It's based on how long you've had your assets in their protocol and how much you've had in their protocol. Just like the other protocols we've discussed, there's currently no way to withdraw from Renzo. So I am sensing a theme here. So to recap how Renzo works, very similar to Kelp, you stake your ETH in one of their supported liquid staking providers. You get a liquid staking token. With that liquid staking token, you can then deposit in Eigenlayer. You restake it and receive easy ETH. Now, what's interesting with all these guys is you can also deposit ETH directly. I won't go into the exact details of how that works, but you can basically, well, they will natively restake the ETH for you. Now, what is the difference between these folks? Why are there so many things competing to do the same thing? Why do they seem very similar? Let's come down here and see a comparison of the various restaking protocols. They're all allowing you to restake, and they all have different capabilities. So with Kelp, you are restaking and they invest in a pool. So what does that mean? That means on Eigenlayer, you can choose a bunch of different strategies that you can invest in. Kelp puts it in a pool and automates that for you. Same with Renzo. Renzo invests in a pool and, according to them, optimizes the yield for you. What can you put in each of these protocols? Well, with Swell, they have their own liquid staking token, so they only support SWETH. It wouldn't make sense for them to support competitors. With Kelp and Renzo, it looks like they are trying to add as many liquid staking tokens as fast as possible. What do you earn on them? They're all pretty similar. You always earn Eigenlayer points. From there, you earn basically points. They all call them different things. And all of them have potential airdrops. Finally, what can you do with these liquid restaking tokens in DeFi? Well, in Swell, at least on their website, currently not much. For Kelp and Renzo, looks like you can provide liquidity on various DeFi protocols for additional yield. And one final note that everyone should be aware of is you cannot withdraw from any of these protocols at the moment. You saw me go through their apps. This may be coming soon, but that is a risk that you should be aware of. Look, it's early days. Some of these projects aren't fully built out yet. So the fact that they haven't implemented withdrawal logic yet makes this a little more risky. Additional risks, as mentioned, these are smart contracts. If someone attacks the underlying ETH smart contract, your funds are at risk, whether you're in Kelp, whether you're in Renzo, whether you're in Swell, whether you're in one of the other protocols that we haven't covered today. So you should be aware of that. There's smart contract risk, which means your funds are at risk for anyone that is building the smart contract. Hopefully this video is helpful for you. If it was, please like and subscribe.